Welcome to Crotona Park Eats. My name is Shayla and today we're making tortilla soup. This is a good meal because it is very easy to make, it is quick, and it's also very affordable. It is low in fat, high in fiber, and also vegetarian. For this recipe, you will need these ingredients. Over here, I have the list of ingredients and the measurements, and over here I have the price. We're going to get started. First, you want to chop a medium onion. You want to dice it into smaller pieces. You're going to let the oil heat, but not get too hot, because then you will burn yourself with the oil. Then you're going to transfer the onions. I've already pre-chopped some onions, so I'm going to throw that in there too. And you're going to saute them until they are pretty transparent. Next, we're going to put in garlic. Use 2 cloves of garlic, like this, or you can use a tablespoon of already crushed garlic. To crush a clove of garlic, you take a knife, lay down, and press hard. That will flatten the garlic and make it easier to mince. And add that to the onions. Okay. Next, you're going to add chopped carrots. You want to use two medium carrots that are peeled and chopped to about this thickness. Look like that. And add those as well. The next thing we're going to add are peppers. I use a cubanella pepper and I also use a red pepper. The next thing we're going to add is a jalapeno pepper. Jalapeno peppers are very hot. You can see here I've already chopped it in half and chopped off the top. There used to be a stem there. What you want to do is be as careful as possible and chop around the white part of the pepper. And you want to take out the seeds. The seeds are the hottest part of the pepper. I strongly recommend not to put your fingers into your nose or your eyes after you cut or you touch the jalapeno pepper, as it is incredibly hot. When you cut the jalapeno pepper, I'm going to do it long ways and just randomly dice. For this recipe, you can either use an entire pepper or you can use half, depending on how spicy you like your soup to be. I prefer a little bit more heat, so I'm going to do the whole pepper. As you can see, I'm using a can to measure. That's mostly because I forgot my measuring cups today. But if you ever find yourself in a bind, if you look at the ounces on the can, it can be a good estimation of what you need to use. So this is 15 ounces. That is almost 2 cups. I fill that up twice. Now I'm adding the vegetable bouillon cubes. They look like dark little clumps. And as the water boils, they dissolve and make broth. You can use this to season your rice, couscous, soups, and other dishes that require water. They have dissolved. You want to add a can of black beans. You can also, instead of using black beans, you can use 1.5 cups of shredded chicken, or both if you are so inclined. Black beans are great because they are very high in protein and very low in fat. Give that a stir. I'm going to add it's about a cup of corn. At this point, you want to increase the heat and bring everything to a boil. The next thing we're going to add is a can of diced tomatoes. You do not want to drain because you want to use the juice from the tomatoes. You can tell that your soup is becoming very hearty with all the vegetables and the beans. Salt and pepper can be added to taste. So if you were going on a low sodium diet, obviously add a little less salt. I like lots of pepper. We are using sea salt. I'm guessing about half a teaspoon. Give that a stir. You're going to let the soup cook for about 20 minutes to 25 minutes and taste it throughout to see if everything is at a tender consistency. There should be no crunchy vegetables. When we come back, we will add the garnishes and taste our delicious creation. The soup should be at a boil and the carrot should be very tender. You can try it by poking a fork through it or tasting it. This is also a good time to check to see if you need more salt and pepper. While the soup is cooking, you want to chop the fresh cilantro. If you are using dried cilantro, you can use about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. Cilantro is very leafy and has a strong smell. Not everybody likes cilantro. You can substitute with parsley or oregano. To chop the cilantro, you want to pull the leaves from the stem, just like that, and bunch it all together. Right now I am bunching it together and rolling it so that it stays together and is very compact. This makes it much easier for chopping. You can take the knife and chop. We're going to use the cilantro as a garnish. And put that to the side. We'll come back to that. Next is the lime. You want to use a fresh lime or you can use lime juice. You want to cut in half so that it looks like that. Then you're going to cut it into wedges. If you want to make it so that it can sit on the edge of the bowl, like a lemon for an iced tea glass, just make a small incision into the half. When the soup is ready, we will come back and we will prepare our final step. The last step of this recipe is putting in the garnishes. When the soup is finished, when everything is tender, you scoop into a bowl. I'm sure your kitchen smells very good right now. You're going to fill it about most of the way. This is where you'll add your chopped cilantro. And a wedge of lime. You also want to add the tortilla chips. I like mine crunched and put on top. You can eat the tortilla chips separately or scoop them on top. That is up to you. I like when they get soft in the soup. Here you have tortilla soup. Next week we'll have another recipe, so stay tuned for WHEDco's Crotona Park Eats. Bon appetit!